My husband and I hadn't spoken a word to each other in a year. When he finally returned to the States and tried to initiate a truce, he reached out to take my hand right in front of his subordinates. I instinctively flinched, pulling away. When he tried to slide his arm around my waist, I shoved him off entirely. Later, a friend asked me why I wouldn't just give him another chance. I couldn't help but vent. Devin and I are basically strangers now, I told her, swirling my drink. Being in the same room as him gives us absolutely nothing to talk about. The silence is so suffocatingly awkward, I want to dig a hole through the floorboards and bury myself. My friend's expression suddenly contorted. Her eyes darted frantically to a spot just over my shoulder. I turned around. There he was. Devin stood frozen a few feet away, his face completely drained of color. Well, if it was awkward before, it was a full-blown catastrophe now. I could have dug a trench straight to the Earth's core. Devin Frost and I had been locked in a bitter stalemate for 12 months. For the entirety of that year, he had been in Switzerland, accompanying his ex-girlfriend and her parents while her father sought experimental medical treatments. He had played the devoted proxy son perfectly. Now that he was back in Chicago, he was the one lowering his head, asking for peace. Before he left, he hadn't said a word of goodbye. But a year is a long time. The blinding, white-hot rage I used to feel had mostly burned out, leaving only a cold pile of ash. When we fell apart, things had gotten incredibly ugly. I had just lost our baby. My hormones were crashing, my heart was shattered, and I was bleeding out my grief in the form of cruel, jagged words. I don't care that Ella's father is dying, Devin. I had screamed at him. She spent years trying to ruin other people's happiness. This is just karma catching up to her. I remember the way Devin's features had hardened. The usual calm, detached elegance he carried himself with vanished.